Racing with destiny. That line seems to sum up where Whitney's life was going, and of course, none of us knew where it would lead. But even from such a height, a blockbuster movie and a new marriage, things would only come falling back down to earth. She was unstoppable. Whitney Houston, the girl with the golden voice, the undisputed queen of pop in 1992. It was then she caught the eye of a Hollywood heavyweight looking for a star for his next movie.
She was just a true beauty and such a musical instrument, and I really wanted her.
The Bodyguard was a romantic thriller starring Kevin Costner, who plays a former Secret Service agent hired to protect a pop star from an unknown stalker.
Shut up! Will you shut up?
It would be Houston's first foray onto the silver screen, as she told Diane Sawyer in 2002.
You said you were scared to death on The Bodyguard.
Scared to death. Terribly frightened. I mean, Kevin Costner. I said, why me? He said, because you're the only one that can sing.
And I just looked at her and I said, oh man, this girl she just really has it.
The Bodyguard was a really revolutionary movie. You never really saw the exploration of interracial love in a big blockbuster that way.
I kissed her once for everybody in America, and I kissed her once for myself.
The movie was a mega hit, making over $400 million, and yet it would be the soundtrack that would become legendary. What did that mean for her at the time? Not known as an actress, let alone a black female actress as lead.
It was incredible. They were the two biggest of big at that moment.
Serious actress, serious.
And it may surprise you that the song we all remember, I Will Always Love You, was actually an afterthought, suggested by Costner and written by Dolly Parton.
Dolly song was a song that I'd always really loved, and truth be told, the musical side of her camp was very unsure about this little country song.
The song wound up being the best-selling single by a female artist in history. Success Whitney did not see coming. She had deep insecurities surrounding her acting and says it was her husband, Bobby Brown, who pushed her past her fears.
I'd wake up in the morning and I'd go, I can't do this. This is too much for me. Bobby, I'm gonna quit today. Okay, I'm gonna quit. He said, no way. Are you gonna do that? If you quit now, you're gonna blame me for the rest of my life. You're gonna do this movie and you're gonna do it well. You can't quit now, you can't turn back.
Bobby Brown, the man at the center of Whitney's life,
They say I'm crazy,
whose bad boy attitude made him notorious in the world of R&B. They met in 1989, and that brashness may have been the attraction for Whitney.
She loved the fact that here was a man who could stand up to her. He went right up to her, said, if I was going to ask you out, would you go out with me? And she loved that, and she said yes.
She was 25, Brown just 20, but already a star in his own right with New Edition and a solo career. He was also already the father of 3 children from 2 relationships.
He was sexy, smooth, a gentleman, and a nice guy. Contrary to popular belief, a very nice guy. Treated me like a lady. We're opposites in so many ways, but we're so much alike.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
After a 3-year courtship, Bobby and Whitney got married in a wedding for the ages. 800 guests, a $40,000 wedding gown, and 2 of the biggest stars taking their vows.
With this ring I thee wed.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
We did it!
Love is where you find it. It's where you find it, and I found it in him, and he found it in me.
The couple performed together in a music video and were brought even closer by the birth of their child, Bobby Christina. Yet those moments of happiness were eclipsed by headline after headline about their stormy marriage.
This is when you really started to see the Whitney Houston narrative take a turn for the worse, where it became not about the music, not about her brilliance, not about her voice, but it became about what's she doing with this guy?
Bobby went to jail after a chain of arrests for DUI and parole violations. Through it all, Whitney Houston stood by her man.
I was that wife that wanted to be there to make sure, everything was cool and that, no other women were around and da-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. This is my first love. Remember, I had never really ever been in love with anybody like I was in love with Bobby, so.
But there were rumors that the loyal wife was concealing a secret: violence in the home.
Has he ever hit you?
No, he's never hit me, no. I've hit him. In anger.
Wait a minute, come over here. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. You have to come over here. Have you ever hit her?
No. I wouldn't.
What is hitting me?
Never. I have 4 sisters, 4 aunts, a mother, 2 daughters. I would never raise my hands in any kind of way to them. I love the beauty of woman. And this is mine. No.
But a year after this interview, a distraught Whitney Houston called 911 from her Georgia home.
Ma'am, I'm at, what's it, 1014 Tullamore?
Repeat that for me. Repeat the address, ma'am. Hello?
When the police showed up, Whitney said that Bobby Brown hit her, bruising her cheek and cutting her lip. The charges were eventually dropped, but Bobby was a magnet for trouble.
Tell me about you and drugs.
Me and drugs, we're not friends. We're not friends at all. I used to smoke a lot of marijuana, a lot.
But marijuana's still in your life.
Yeah, because I'm the type of person that I'm a very high strung person. Every now and then, I smoke a joint. Every now and then, It's not an everyday thing. It's maybe every other day.
And it's hard because we're rock and rollers, man.
That's the life we lived in.
Yeah.
What about other drugs?
No.
Yeah, they said you tested for cocaine.
I tested for a substance like cocaine, which can be anything. It could be an aspirin, but it was not cocaine in my system. And this is what I know.
Whitney once said Bobby was her drug, but was there something else fueling her erratic behavior?
Is it alcohol? Is it marijuana? Is it cocaine? Is it pills?
It has been. At times.
All?
At times.